our youth going in, and they were talking about God. I said, "You have saved my life," because I was going to just kill myself. So, and it was an experience for some of our youth to experience that. You just by them going to visit somebody, they saved the life of a person who's going to kill himself. So there were many stories like that, and many, like when we go, we do mission work, we do also medical campaigns, because we take doctors, we take dentists, and so on. The last time we were there was in July. We had one of the girls who was just finished her dentistry, and they went to a remote area, and she wanted to pull out this lady's tooth, and the tooth got broke in her mouth, like the tooth, so she couldn't take it out. The woman had pain. So the day later, the girl, our dentist, was very upset because, for her to see somebody in pain is not really good. So this lady came to the hospital in severe pain 2 days later, and she actually saw her in the hospital with this massive pain and swelling in her face. And one of the girls was very upset that, you could see her like that. They gave her antibiotics and, tried to comfort this woman. Then they sent her home. But this girl, our dentist, was very upset for a couple of days. But the last day was about 2 or 3 days later. Because we sent people out randomly to different areas and different places. So this dentist lady, one of the girls, went visitation, and she went to this house, and she went into the house randomly. What are the chances of going, because it's a big area? She goes in and she knocks on the door, walks in, and says, "Aren't you the lady that was in the hospital with the tooth that was painful?" She said, "Yes, I am. I was the one." She said, "I'm the one who broke your teeth." And she said, "Look, I'm better now, I'm really, really good, and there's no more pain, nothing there." And so it's sort of like God was showing this dentist girl how, not to be upset anymore, But randomly, he took her to the house and showed her the woman, and the woman was happy, and the woman was good to see her. And so she went home rejoicing by God's miracle, of course. Well, part of the service that we do in Africa, we go to prisons as well. This is the most amazing prison service. Part of the mission there is including what we do prisons. When we go to prisons, it's not like the comfort of prison of Australia or America, And I don't understand the prisons, the system there very, very well. I don't understand prisons actually. Because we're talking about, in one prison there'd be about 2,000 prisoners. And they're all wearing stripes, the striped uniform clothes. But they're not, some of them are murderers, some of them are rapists, some of them are death row. And, but yet, they don't seem violent for some reason. Like we walk in, all the youth walk in, and they're all walking at the prisoners everywhere. And we call them, like we actually shut down the prison because the mission is really, really respected there. One of the first times I went, we were told that we need to go to a place which is death row. And it's a segregated area, and these prisoners, about 100 prisoners in this area, they wanted to go in there on death row. So when they're on death row, that means they're being convicted to be killed shortly and in a short term. Death row in America is 20 years, by the time they actually kill somebody. But in Africa, it's they take them out, shoot them in the bush, and that's it. Within 3 or 4 weeks of their sentence. So we went into this place that was death row, and Satan was there before, like a few months ago. Before that, we went there, and I went in there, and with our youth, I don't know what to expect. What are we going to do to these people who are going to die? And what are we going to preach to them? I walked in, and I saw they had prisons there, are not like here. There's no beds. It's all like open space. There's no bed. Everyone sleeps anywhere on the floor. Food is 8 per day. They just eat bread and water. So we walked into this place, and there's no toilets. Toilets just anywhere. 8 per day. Walked into this place, and outside there on a wall, we see a picture of Pope Clovis. of Pocahontas, they're hanging on the wall. I thought, what's going on here? Apparently, servants were there before, so they didn't have pictures. So they gave them a picture of Pocahontas, so they stuck her on the wall. And they were very proud of it because it was like Pocahontas, you know. Anyway, so they gathered all these prisoners, 100 of them, 120 of them or so. And they said, look, you have to talk to them because you have to look at what do I talk to them about? These people are going to die. So I thought, well, what can I talk about? I can talk about heaven. And they're going to go to heaven. How are they going to? So I started talking about heaven for about a few minutes. And at the end of it, I said, okay, who wants to go to heaven? Everyone said, put up their hand. Want to go to heaven? I said, and then said, oh, no, who wants to be baptized? I said, who wants to be? You have to go to heaven. You have to be baptized. Who wants to be baptized to go to heaven? Everyone put their hand up. I said, well, what are we going to do now? I said, so we had actually water with us, so we had some communion as well. And we had, so all these prisoners came, about 150 of them, came to just be baptized and accepted the word of God because they knew they were going to die. And it was like, because there's a bishop with us, so you can baptize them with water, blow the Holy Spirit, give them communion, and that was it. They accepted it. And it was just an amazing day. Every time we go to these prisons, whether in the actual prison in the death row or in the main prison, we get hundreds of people wanting to become Christians. Hundreds of them. The last time we baptized about 250 of them, 300 people. It was like one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Everyone just wanting to accept the Lord, and they preach, they sing, and they partake, and it's just the work of the Holy Spirit, and they're not aggressive. They don't become aggressive. Somehow the Holy Spirit descends upon them, and they feel at peace when you talk to them. They feel joy. They feel happiness. They feel that somebody is caring for them, and that's what Christ does for us. He cares for us. So when we show the care for them, they respond to it. They respond to that care. They respond to that love. So we found that our mission is very successful in that we offer them love. We offer them care, and it's one of the best ways to bring people to Christ. So all these experiences for people when they go, and especially our youth, they come back so fulfilled and they see the hand of God. When we see the hand of God, it really changes our own lives as well. And that's why we always say, like we talked to Mario earlier, that we need to experience things outside of our comfort zone. And a lot of times people, when they come to Africa, they appreciate, when they come back, they appreciate that they have a bed to sleep in. They appreciate that you have, warm water to have a shower, because in Africa you don't. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. You appreciate you have actually a toilet to sit on, have you ever thought about not having a toilet to sit on? I'm sorry I have to say. You appreciate that. You appreciate the food you eat, People eat that, So when we go to these remote areas and places like that, we come back, and a lot of the youth that have been come back and say, thank you, Lord, that you have given me so much that I didn't realize that I had. We have so much clothes, we have so much food, so much enjoyment, so much fulfillment that God has provided for us. We don't actually acknowledge that or realize that there are many people in the world that don't have that. The African people live very simple lives. They live in mud huts, and they eat what they call maize, which is like corn, and they, and potato and dal, like the ulesk, the tapioca or something like that. Okra. You have okra as well. They eat vegetables off the land. They go farming, they're all farmers. But the most amazing thing is that they are poor. They don't have much money. But when you do something for them, you help them build a church. Because part of the service we do is help them build churches. Because like the last trip we had, we went and we concreted the floors of a new church, and we actually did rendering as well of one of the churches there. At the end of the, or if you do a medical campaign in their villages, they have to come at the end of the day and they give the leaders a gift. So what do they give them as a gift? They don't give them money. They will give from what they have, which is out of their poverty. And like they would give, if they have a little of, a bit more richer, they'll come and give you a chicken, a whole chicken. I had so many chickens. They come, if they're a bit poor, they get you the egg. If they're a bit poor, they get you a bag of maize, like Dora, if they're a bit richer, you get a sheep. A few times we've got a sheep, like a lamb, it's got the title on top of the car. They're all live, they're not killed, they're all live animals, The one woman which really reminded me of the 2 mite woman, she came and gave me like 2 cents, 2 cents out of her poverty. And it was like, I thought, this is accepted in the eyes of the Lord. What is 2 cents? It reminded me of the woman who gave the 2 mite to the temple. So they have to give. When you go to visit them in their village, in their huts, then you have to eat, you have to drink, you have to have their tea. And if they don't have sugar, they'll go and borrow sugar from the next hut, their neighbor, so that they can give you something to eat or drink. And they have lots of kindness. And that's because the Lord has put that in their heart. And when they praise God from their hearts. Like it's a fiery churches, but these people are praising not because they want anything. They're praising out of their poverty. Their love for God is out of their poverty, and that's something that we learn from. We are rich in many things, and we're rich even in our churches. We're rich in what we do here, and we take for granted that there are many people that are not rich, but yet we're able to praise God. We have 4 beautiful churches here. One of the girls said once that in Western worlds there are beautiful churches, like we're full of gold and full of lovely chandeliers and everything, but these churches are void of people. But you in Africa have walls that are made of mud and floors of mud, but yet they're full of people who are praising God. So there's a difference. The churches in the Western world are empty because they're amazingly, beautifully made, but the churches in Africa are mud churches, and they're full of people praising and glorifying God. For we see this witnessing to the power of the Lord who works miracles in their lives daily, and they see it, we see it, and it's an amazing experience. So I really encourage everyone at some stage. It doesn't have to be in Africa; it can be anywhere. It can be in Bolivia, it can be, there's mission in Bolivia, there's mission in Brazil, even Fiji, because people go to Fiji, in India, anywhere. The churches have mission. It's an experience that you should not have once in your lifetime. Because once you get that spiritual charge, the spiritual uplifting, and you taste it, well then, at some stage you lose it. Of course, sometimes a lot of people, when they come back from Africa, they're on a spiritual high, but then they start to come back down again because of, they get back to the normal life. But they've tasted it, they'll always want to reach it. So it's important to taste it, so that you always long for it. And you will. At some stage in your life, you'll still get back up to it because you've tasted it. I said, I want to be there one day. I want to get back there up there. So you're always striving to get there. But you cannot strive unless you actually taste it. You can't taste, how do you know how chocolate tastes if you don't taste it? And why do we love chocolate? Because we tasted it. If I was thinking, no one doesn't have chocolate, we wouldn't know what it tastes like, so we wouldn't care whether it tastes it or not. But when we taste Christ up here, then we always want to long for Him, even if we've lost it at some stage. So really, God give us that strength always to attach ourselves to any mission that the churches might work or happen. I know Bishoy was working on a tour, and I'm not sure how far it's gotten, but we're hoping again to go next year. If anyone would like to join us at some stage, they can always see our Facebook page where we put our ads on there for any mission work that's going to happen. Last year went to Africa, went to the year before 2 trips to Jerusalem. Another place that you should all go to is Jerusalem as well. So Jerusalem is a nice trip, but that's not mission, that's just experiencing more of the places.
3D Bible.
Huh?
3D Bible.
3D, exactly, 3D Bible. The Bible comes to life. Yeah. Have you been to? Yeah. So the Bible comes to life in these places. I did have a video, but it's hard for me to show you. So maybe next time I'll put it on a USB and you can see it. Okay? Glory be to God. They don't have any questions that you want to ask.
The cap projected
But it's on a file. I didn't put it on a USB. I can show it here like this. Yeah?
No, it's Samsung.
No, it's Samsung. Yeah, sorry, I'm Samsung. I'll show you a little bit, just get it, you can watch it. Just so you get an idea.
Some have questions.
Some have questions? Okay.
Yeah, want to answer your question, please?
Yeah,
Can we get a mic? Microphone.
Yes, sir.
You were by far one of my favourite people. I just want to say thank you for that really inspiring talk. And definitely, wow. What I'm about to kind of ask, I hope it doesn't prevent me from coming on the trip with you next year.
No. You can ask anything.
As much as I was inspired, I was actually very challenged as well by some of what was shared. The first one, for example, that people went in pursuit of somehow being rewarded by God.
Everyone comes for a different reason, right? Some people come because they have maybe a struggle of some kind. Some people come because they're really far from God and far away from the church, and they want an experience that may bring them back again. People have some sort of addictions as well. Personally, I don't like to take too many of those because it can become a problem for us as well. But if we identify that people really need that particular experience to maybe change their life, we do take them. So different people come for different reasons, but the majority of people come because they really want to serve and deliver something in your life to the churches there. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to go too far into the whole exam thing for a moment, but just I think about our church here and how we say we're beautiful churches and they're empty.
Yeah.
But then
I'm
churches.
not talking about public churches. I'm talking about general churches.
Yeah, well, I mean that's subjective as well. But why is it like that? Why is it that people can lose their faith after these trips when in fact this is what we're meant to be doing?
Yeah.
This is what we're meant to be living here. Maybe as a church we're not actually doing what we're meant to be doing, so these people don't.
See, that's what I'm saying. We take the church for granted, and we take what we have here for granted. We don't need to, but because it's an instruction by Christ, because you have to go. I said I don't know if you attended from the beginning, but all the four Gospels, at the end of every all the Gospels, Christ instructs his disciples to go out and preach, and baptize in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It's an instruction for us, whether we do it here in our own backyard, which is the first thing we should be doing, and then whether we go outside to help others do it in their areas. But preferably, we should do it within our community. We have a lot of lost sheep, and we need to preach to them as well. And we still got a lot of way. Mission work in the Coptic church is still very new. It's only about 30, 40 years. Whereas, the Anglicans and the Catholics and all the Protestant churches and that, they're very well established, and they're the ones who, brought Christianity to South America, all these other, Europe, and they've done missionaries from the 17th century, a lot of mission work that's been done that's been very successful. That's why the expansion of the Catholic Church for our, South American area, because they have a lot of resources too. We as a Coptic, because we are a persecuted church, we haven't been able to go out of Egypt to do mission work because of just the suppression in general. But now we're starting because we have more people from the land of immigration, youth wanting to do work, and I think Egypt now is becoming more active as well. And Antonis Moros, when he started his African mission, he excited many people. And then when Pope Shenouda came, Brazil, and then it was Bolivia, and all these places began to start mission work. So it's still very new. We're not there yet. There's still a long way to go. But yeah, as you're saying, we do have things here that we should be focused on for sure. and there's this and that, so people can do both.
Well, what can we do here rather than...
The best thing like what we do here is to set up groups, like groups where you can outreach and preach to people. They invite neighbors, like open days, things like that. Get them to know about Christ. Even like if we haven't explored some the indigenous communities. We haven't explored that yet. Maybe we should do things with them as well. And I know that a lot of I went once to Alice Springs, and I saw people very receptive to the Christian. They had little churches with over the little villages, and nobody prays for them. So they were actually inviting people to come to pray masses or whatever, teach them about Christ. So there is a lot of things we can do that we can do in here. Personally, I would love to do something with the indigenous communities in Alice Springs or something like that. Or, because I think there's also there could be a possibility people could become to know Christ more for sure.
Why Alice Springs and not Redfern?
Why not? Redfern, go ahead. Ask the Redfern, bro. Yeah, like it's very daring. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It would Blacktown.
Drew's got the light.
Now, Drew, exactly. There's a lot of even like, pamphlets, inviting people to church. But you need to have an open date to invite them. You can't invite them to a mass. It's going to be hard. Like we do something like that, what we call a multicultural mass. And we every Saturday do a multicultural mass. It's 1 hour from 9 to 10. It's for people who are intermarried or they want to learn more about the church. So that if you start something like that, like a short mass, and then there's a talk, and then there's social time after it, and you can invite people to come and attend something like that, or just a meeting. I know I've got a Matthew has a meeting for the Asians from the university, and they come and he gives them a talk and so on. He's doing outreach there. So yeah, by all means, if you have people you want to outreach, that'd be really good. It doesn't have to be Africa, it doesn't have to be anywhere, really. It could be your backyard. Sorry. You want to ask another question?